So last night was pretty cool. Slept out here in the truck bed with Canelo. He was a little restless. We didn't sleep all that much, but it was worth coming over here because it was either that or do the damn thing in traffic. So got a little bit of shut-eye. Now it's time to drive on the Great Valley Road down to Mutau Flats to start a hike. So we're about 8 minutes into our 35-minute drive along Great Valley Road. And I gotta say, this is very well graded. I gave it a grade A. All right, I'm done. It is 7:19. We are leaving the truck and the Johnston Ridge trailhead. Right off the bat, the trailhead is a little bit hard to navigate. What I mapped out on CalTopo is not what we're doing right now, but it looks like it just rounds from the trailhead over there and it's gonna end up meeting up in the same spot. So I'm gonna keep following it and just assume that there wouldn't be a whole sign set up to take me in the wrong direction. It literally said Johnston's Ridge Trail, so I think we should be fine. Something pretty interesting to note is that the creek bed we just passed, which is the little Mutau Creek, I believe. Apparently it used to flow east to west. Right now it flows west to east after a massive earthquake nearby changed its direction. That's pretty insane. I don't know if I've ever crossed a creek bed that flowed in a different direction entirely due to a massive earthquake. That's pretty neat. We're meeting up with another creek bed at mile 2.1 after descending 300 feet. Lots of water here, at least this early in the season. I'm sure all this is dried up in the later summer and fall. Careful, watch your water. No? All right. This way, come. Dork. We are approaching the top of this canyon here, and it's actually marked on the map as point 5729. We're starting to get some sweet views. I'm excited to enter the little Mutau Creek Canyon. Canelo is yanking, dude. Hey! We've just reached point 5729 on the map. So far the trail's been really nice. It's definitely been overgrown in sections. I wasn't bushwhacking or anything. So other than that, this really isn't that bad. Not a lot of cause for concern. I haven't seen any poison oak, which is good. We're about to descend into the next canyon toward Little Mutau Creek, where we'll see what those conditions are like. But so far so good. Since we've arrived, we've seen a lot of quail, a lot of rabbit, and we even heard coyotes howling through the night. That's definitely what cost me some sleep because Canelo gets really anxious and always wants to go see what's making the sound, see his brethren. But lots of wildlife out here. Really excited to hopefully see some bighorn sheep and not rattlesnakes. Oh shit. Ah! This way. It's getting a little more real. After the little Mutau Creek meets the trail, it really isn't much of a trail at all. It's very difficult to navigate. And what the hell is that? Is that cotton? Still fairly rugged, nothing too bad. Definitely something to be mindful of if you're not comfortable with cross-country navigation. Crossing the creek for the second time was a bit of a shit show. Everything just before that was pretty rugged. Whew, giving me a run for my money. Trail has picked back up on the other side of the creek. Hopefully there's not too much more of that because that's gonna cost me a lot more time. Hey, this way, hey, go boy. Ah shit, now he's going, now I gotta go your way. Ah. Although it's been getting pretty rugged out here, the plus side of all of this is it is getting really green and lush and beautiful. Spoke too soon, too green, too lush. Ah. Ah. Oh my God, where are you taking me, Canelo? Holy shit. Oh my God. I feel like I just had a bath. Come on, let's go. The water feels amazing in here. This dude's just swimming around. Come on. So this is this thorny brush right here. It is everywhere. It's not like too thick, but it like sticks to your clothes and don't let go. So it looks like we might hit a little confluence here. We should eventually leave the creek bed and then descend 1,000 feet into Alder Creek. I'm not really sure what to expect. This has been pretty rugged. We're gonna keep pushing through, but this might be a really long day. I'm hoping that once we leave the creek bed, it'll ease up and just be a regular trail. The growth here is just a lot to deal with. No flipping way. We just got to this next pass. Beautiful spring flowers everywhere. The Sespe Creek is covered in cloud. Dude, this is sick. Here we've got the Condor Sanctuary. We're gonna descend a couple thousand feet into Alder Creek here. I'm excited to get over there right now. Big ol' boy. It looks like what we gotta do is follow this ridge line down, eventually drop down on the far side, and that's where we'll reach Alder Creek. And then from there, we'll swing back around and head up to Sespe Creek. A lot of work to do. Hey, it's your boy RJ from the future. You can tell because there's no clouds here anymore. So it's September now, September 23rd. The last time I was at this saddle exiting the little Mutau Creek and trying to enter the Alder Creek area, I started making a lot more mistakes right around this point. The first thing I messed up on is right here. I started descending into this canyon instead of side hilling into the next canyon over, Alder Creek, which would have been a huge mistake. I think I dropped like 200 feet before I realized what I was doing. So not a huge deal, but as you'll see in the video, the route just gets a little bit more difficult as we went along. So this time I came without Canelo in order to make up for a lot of that missing footage or just get something I might have missed. I don't want to ruin it for you, so I'll just shut up now. Anyway, back to your regularly scheduled programming. Whew. Shit. Come on. Oh, fuck. We are basically just cross-countrying it to the next part of this use trail. Is there a trail here? Maybe. I don't think so though. I've been trying to stay right on target and there's not really much around. So I'm just kind of traversing this hillside down into Alder Creek. God damn it. Happy birthday! So this has been pretty rugged. There is no trail. It's a lot brushier than expected in places. You'll go one way and be covered in brush and go another way. And then it's super steep side hilling. And now we're just taking the ridge line. Like the trail tells me to go down this way over here. But so far the trail's just been nothing. There's nothing there. So I'm not gonna waste time trying to stick to a non-existent trail. So at this point, I don't have a lot of faith in the continuance of the trail. There's a cairn, that's good. I'm totally just gonna trust my instinct from here on out.
Wait, stop.
Is that water? That's water, we're good, thank God. All right, this way, watch out, that's poison oak. Shit. Okay. So, this has been absolutely relentless. Bushwhacking, side hilling, no trail, but we just need to get down to that goddamn creek bed. Don't get me wrong, at this point I have zero faith that there's any continuance of a trail, but at least we'll be in that wide open space where there's less of a problem navigating through the hills. Whatever happens, happens. We're all good. Damn. All right, 7 o'clock this morning. Slept really well. You know, I was getting some water. No, this way. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come. Come on. What are you doing? Anyway, so now we got 5 miles of cross country. Hopefully it's not that bad. And after that, we should be on the main trail. The Alder Creek area / Sespe should be clear. So it's day 2. The route finding is just a lot. Sometimes it's easier to just traverse along these small hills because the brush is so loose. You can just kind of plow through it, but then you'll be on that hillside and look down at like a rocky path down below, paralleling the creek, which is funny. Just gonna do my best to get through this as quickly as possible. My goal is to hit, oh yeah, see, like this is bad. Is that fruit? What kind of fruit is that? We just finished our first mile. It took us about an hour. If you're finding any sort of trail, it's animal tracks. Canal is good at route finding, so we're putting our heads together. We ended up in the creek bed a couple times. A lot of poison oak, very brushy, a lot of tree fall, so we couldn't commit to that. We had to stay to the hills all around the creek, and that's kind of what we're doing now, is just following these animal tracks and staying up high. This brush is much less dense than what's in the creek bed. I guess it'll take us 5 hours to do 5 miles. So it looks like we're going to stay in this general direction. The creek bed's way over here, but we're gonna go right on the outside of that hill and then just stay high, and that kind of makes sense because the terrain's way better up here. There it is, you got this. Good boy. I really wish I would have brought better shoes than these ones. Okay. It's 10:06 a.m. and we've traveled less than 2 miles. It's been 3 hours, so we're way behind schedule. And this is what the route is looking like. Not good. As much as this place sucks right now, it is pretty exquisite. Woo! Bugs galore. We made it to the oak tree camp, and I'm gonna find these caves today. Apparently it's supposed to be above this rock face, which parallels the creek bed. So we're gonna start exploring. Not good. I felt a sensation all over my body. I thought maybe I walked into some stinging nettle and very quickly realized that I was being attacked by 50 bees. I just got rid of the bulk of them, but I've probably been stung maybe 50 times all over my body. I don't know what that means. I hope that it's just gonna mean that I'm gonna be a little uncomfortable for the rest of the day. I don't have any Benadryl, which is scary. Damn, okay. I think I might have killed them all. Like the entire nest is now gone. My whole body feels like stinging sensation right now, even my face. Oh, crap. It looks like we found the Alder Creek cave. You can barely make out the drawings. They span the entire rock face. There's some way up there. There's down here too. These things are very much degraded. The pictures I've seen are much more clear. Oh, never mind. There they are.
These pictographs are drawn by the indigenous Ventureño Chumash people, who thrive near the Pacific coast of Southern California for thousands of years. Little is written of the traditions of these Native Americans, which could suggest that they meant for their legacy to be kept secret. The Chumash made paintings using seed oils, animal fats, and pigments from soil, which were collected and crushed using stone mortars, a few of which we may get to peek at later. Of the known native rock art sites in Southern and Central California, this is definitely one of the more primitive. However, this only added to the appeal for me, since access is limited by one's abilities in the backcountry. There was in fact a register outside of the cave, and less than 10 people have visited this location since 2022. While I have faith that the type of person that has the skill to make it to a place this remote would bring a certain level of respect, it is important to note that these drawings are very sensitive. This site is protected by the Forest Service, and while it is in fact public land, those who tread here should be extremely careful not to touch any of the cave art, as body oils could cause damage to these very sensitive historic paintings.
Not much else around. See anyway. There you go. The depth of this place is insane. Like, it goes way far back there. I'm sure I could climb into there, but I'm not going to because I think I'm pretty satisfied with my trip so far. But this is pretty cool. We've reached the end of our trek along this creek bed here, which was a lot. I'm really glad we're done with it. Canelo and I had a rough time managing that together because he hates water and I hate poison oak. So I had to carry him through a lot of that, which made it extremely difficult. Previous sections like that, we went completely around by going to the mesas on each side of the canyon, staying high up in the brush. This time that didn't work. By the time we were in it, we were surrounded by these steep cliff walls, so we had to get through it. So now what we need to do is side hill for the rest of the way at 2,800 feet until we get to the mortar holes and then descend into Alder Creek. Ready? He's so done. He hates this. All right, this will be easier. So the path is somewhere down there on the map, but last time I decided to stay away from the creek bed and opted for ascending this hill and descending into the next portion of the route. All right, so we went way higher than we needed to. We should have come down to that landing there from the creek bed, but we started a little bit too early and had to climb this little hill behind me, which brought us to like 3,000 feet. What we need to do now is get to that next canyon over and then drop down into Alder Creek. At a confluence, and what I should mention is that on the map, I think the route or the path, which is not maintained, is supposed to go around this hillside. While there are some Native American mortars in here to go take a look at, you can't really descend the creek because it turns into falls and large boulders. I explored around here quite a bit the last time I was here. I couldn't find any path or signs of any route, and I decided to bail on that, stick to the creek bed, and about 100 yards up is where we ascended the face over here to kind of side hill into the next canyon. We did find the mortars. That is officially enough sightseeing. We got a lot of work to do. Okay, so without Canelo and with the whole creek being completely bone dry, I was able to actually descend the entire thing without a problem, which is pretty sick. I avoided a 30-minute climb, and even the descent I remember was all sandy and fun, but not very conducive to saving time. So I'm pretty stoked that I get to just continue on. We're almost into the next drainage. Okay, let's keep moving. Come. So I just stopped here to have a rinse, and washing my hair, I cleaned a bee out of my head, which is oh, those bees, man. I hate this place so much. Camp's pretty sick tonight. I fully set up the tent today, so it's got the innards and everything. Fire pit, which I don't think I'll be using tonight, but pretty cool to have somewhere to sit. All right, day 3. The sun just started shining on our campsite right as we started to leave at 6:46 in the morning. It's a really nice place. Really glad we got to stay here. Unfortunately, it's time to go. We got a lot of work to do. Come on, Canelo. since we've started this morning, it's just a continuance of cairns, a lot of footprints, a lot of animal tracks. We are approaching the end of our stay with Alder Creek. The next thing we need to do is join the Sespe, but first we need to climb over this hump over here. It's gonna be 1,000 feet of up and I think like 1,000 down on the other side. We found our first trail sign in a very long time. I think it's been 15 miles or so. It's a day and a half ago. Cultural Flat, 4 miles up that way. Shady Camp, and I'm gonna assume that says Devil's Gate. Let's see if anyone goes this way or we're the first ones in 15 years. All right, so right off the bat, we're along this path and it's pretty cut out. Yeah, this looks pretty good. I can do this. Hell yeah. Look at this guy. Canelo is back, baby. He's freaking leash pulling again. Not the best habit, but I'll take it right now. Good spirits, huh? Loving it out here. All sorts of smells. Good boy. We've reached the top of this pass and now we are entering the next canyon towards Sespe. I'm pumped because the trail is clearly indicated here. It's cut out all around the mountain there, down into the canyon, and then around into the Sespe. That's it. No more cross country, at least not much. All right, we have reached another sign. We're going that way. Basically says the same thing as the sign on the other side. Also another sign over there that says the Condor area closed to firearms. This is all the Condor Sanctuary. I think all that's closed to public use in general on the south side of the Sespe. We have officially reached Sespe Creek. You guys are probably laughing, but this is exactly what we've been doing this entire time at every creek crossing because he's so scared of water. Oh, this is much deeper than I expected. Sorry, brother, you're gonna go into. Oh, I definitely could have picked a better route. Oh, so much harder with the camera. We are leaving the Sespe. We had to cross the creek one more time. This time we've gotten to about 5 feet of water. Like it was almost up to my neck. My phone's a little wet. Good times. Canelo's all mad about it. Whatever, dude. But I think that's it. That's where the hot springs are. Johnston Ridge exits on the left. I guess I did trust anarchy for the last 2 days or so. All right, now head this way. Here's where people normally come from. Piedra Blanca trailhead. We're gonna go this way. We are approaching our junction. The hot springs are down that way, but Johnston's Ridge climbs this ridge line here. I still haven't made the decision on whether we're leaving today or not. So it's 10:15 in the morning. We've been on the trail for about 3 hours, traveled about 5 miles, and climbed about 1,100 feet. We reached the junction for Johnston's Ridge and Sespe Hot Springs. Felt a little bit of the warm water. I think we're gonna call it and just go straight up Johnston's Ridge, which is gonna make for a long day. That's gonna add another 8 miles to our trek. But I really don't think it's in our best interest to stay another night here, especially when it's barely 10:15 in the morning. What am I gonna do, just lounge around all day? I don't really do that typically. Like I'm down for hot springing for like if someone else was here, I'd be okay with it. But it's just me and this guy. We're a little low on food. It just doesn't line up. It's about to approach the hottest part of the day. But I just filtered water at the cold water fork. We've got 3.5 liters. We should be able to do this no problem, especially if I give Canelo most of the water. Plenty of food. We're gonna go for it. It's gonna suck. All right, so here's the sign. Trail 20 W12 Mutau Flat. Or Mutua Flat? I thought it was the other way. Waving goodbye to Sespe Hot Springs. Next time, I guess. All right, here's some pretty cool views of Sespe Hot Spring. I just got eyes on several bighorn sheep right here at the bottom of the canyon. I think there's 3 total that I can see. 4 bighorn sheep. Oh, there's a 5th one. All the spring flowers are blooming. A lot of Indian paintbrush. I saw some sunflowers back there. And apparently this chaparral whitethorn, which is like probably the most prominent. It's gorgeous. We just hit the creek bed, which is good. We are away from the Johnston Ridge route and back onto Mutau Creek Canyon Trail. Now we just gotta lift up Canelo one more time to get him over this super thorny bush right here and back on the trail. About 1.8 miles to go to the car, to cold drinks, food, and a shower. I'm very excited. Good boy. See that? Sometimes I don't even have to tell him where to go. He just knows what's up.